In 1912, Nikola Tesla, a visionary genius, saw ways to tame the sky, to make the atmosphere glow. He developed alternating current, high-frequency radio technology. He experimented with both high and low frequencies and electromagnetic waves. He envisioned altering the weather and creating shields around the Earth to protect us from missiles. In 1985, Bernard Eastlund applied for patents that could make some of these ideas real. Many claim that these patents have become the blueprint for HAARP, High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program.
HAARP is a system that uses electromagnetic waves capable of causing tectonic movements of an unspecified magnitude, climate change, diversion of vapor flows in the atmosphere, floods and droughts, interfering with human mental processes. The HAARP system is able to transmit high-frequency electromagnetic waves on the ionosphere, such as to cause molecular modifications of the atmosphere.
Imagine the Earth's atmosphere, also known as the ionosphere, as a thick soap bubble. It is a membrane, a natural electrically charged shield around the Earth, protecting all life from deadly solar radiation.
Applications discussed in the patents included destroying missiles. Communications control and disruption were included. There were some other ideas both to possibly modify weather and finally to lift a portion of the upper atmosphere further out into space.
Due to its relative proximity to Earth, the ionosphere is an attractive object for ground-based experiments. In the linear regime, the ionosphere reflects radio signals with frequencies lower than the local molecular frequencies, a property which is used extensively, for example, in radio communications and broadcasting.
It is possible with a big beam to take a part of that upper atmosphere and push it out further.
What they're not paying any attention to is what's happening to the ionosphere while it's being held 80 miles out into space by this high energy beam. It's heating up. And all of the molecules in that ionosphere region are absorbing energy out of that radio beam. And if they pick the right frequency to push that plume out into space, that energy may discharge back out of the ionosphere, back down the radio beam, and strike the Earth. And it would be about 100 times the energy released out of a thunderbolt. And that's how much energy would be released.
The transmission of waves in a point of the ionosphere creates a highly reflective swelling, defined by Eastlund as the lens effect, capable of conveying the rays to the Earth with devastating effects. The power of these waves would be such as to cause molecular modifications of the atmosphere, causing, depending on different frequencies, climatic changes, the possible disruption of mental human processes, and perhaps even tectonic movements.
HAARP began in the 1980s, and we were just beginning to learn about chaos theory, how a tiny stimulus can change the dynamics of a living system like the human body or the whole living Earth. I don't think the people who developed HAARP were even aware of that science or its impact in the life sciences. Today, our knowledge is much bigger about how tiny effects can drastically shift the health or well-being of a living thing.